my fiery viewers. It is the Prince Fireheart coming at you for Chapter 5 of Guardian of Equestria, Rise of the Blue Sun. I am sorry, YouTube was being a big pain for me. I'm gonna do everything I can to upload these as frequent and as fast as possible. If it comes to where I have to upload 5 chapters in one day, so be it. I will do everything I can to get this uploaded and get this posted to make up for lost time. And also, this is the 5th time I've tried recording this. Nothing today wants me to record this episode, or this chapter. So, without further ado, let's jump on in it. Chapter 5, First Day of Magic School. At the new house of Ponyville's new hero, Hawk, is sleeping peacefully. Twilight came in the front door carrying some books with her magic and laid them down on the living room table. She went upstairs and found Hawk and saw him still sleeping. She got a bit annoyed at him and said, "Hawk, you need to wake up." Hawk opened his eyes slightly towards Twilight and said,
Morning, Twi. Why are you waking me up? It's too early.
Twilight then replied, "Hawk, it's 11 in the morning."
Like I said, too early,
he commented. Twilight sighed and Hawk went back to sleep. Twilight used her magic to remove the sheets from him and pulled him out of bed, in which case he fell. After that, he knew it was pointless to resist against Twilight and her magic. So he decided to get up and ask, "Geez, Twilight, what's so important you had to pull me out of bed?" "One was to make sure to get out of bed early in the morning so you'd be more active. And 2, Princess Celestia asked me to start teaching you," Twilight answered. Hawk then said, "But why? You already read all those books you gave me in the hospital about the history of Equestria." "No, I'm not teaching you about history. I'm teaching you about magic and how to use it properly, so that you can defend yourself well against all other kinds of monsters," she said, and added, "So please, for the love of Celestia, put some pants on!" After hearing that, Hawk looked down and realized he was just wearing a shirt and his boxers and tried to cover himself up with his hands, and said, "Okay, this wouldn't have happened if you had let me to sleep in peace." Twilight turned red and angrily left his room. Waiting outside for him to change, Hawk then started putting on the outfit that Rarity had made for him. When he was done, he checked the mirror and saw how he was, and was impressed by the design that Rarity put together. The suit truly made Hawk look like an actual hero. He then stepped out of his room and saw Twilight waiting for him. They both went downstairs. Twilight grabbed her books with her magic, and they both went out through the front door. Time had passed, and the two went to an open field that seemed to look like a training ground that was for someone trying to use magic. Spike was busy setting up the last of the practice dummies that were there. He turned around and saw Hawk and Twilight coming towards him. As they were walking, Spike shouted out and said, "Hey, Twilight, got the last dummy ready to go." "Alright, Spike, good work," Twilight complimented. Then Spike said, "Hey there, Hawk, how's it hanging?" "Doing good, except for the part when Twilight pulled me out of bed and saw me half naked," Hawk said. Twilight's face turned red, and Spike busted out laughing. Twilight quickly turned towards Hawk with an angry face and said, "Hawk!" Hawk then commented, "What? You did!" Twilight groaned, tried to cool off, and then she said, "Alright, Hawk, this course is to help see how physically good you are and to see if you can use your magic at will." "Is that it?" "No problem," Hawk replied. She then continued, "Now remember, you need to let the magic flow through you. It may take time to learn how to use them, but with practice, you'll know how to use it well." "Okay," he replied. "Just to let you know, none of the weapons are lethal. If there's a course you can't do, just skip it, okay?" she finished. "Alright, I'm ready to do this," he said eagerly. Hawk got ready at the starting point. Twilight and Spike were watching him and had a first aid kit in case anything went wrong. which I'm sure something will. As Twilight said go, Hawk started dashing towards the course. Some time had passed, and Hawk was in a lot of pain. Doja. Twilight was healing him with her magic, while Spike was fixing some of the course. When Twilight was done, and with some of the healing, she asked, "Hawk, why didn't you skip some of the course like I suggested instead of still running through them?" "I wanted to see if I could still make all the courses through in one shot," Hawk said. "Hawk, you your leg got hurt from the logs that rolled down towards you. Then you tried to jump a large pit with a hurt leg. Then you tried to swing across a river on a rope that wasn't tied to the tree yet because you were still dizzy from the fall you took in the pit. And then you were too exhausted to do anything while the dummies were shooting tomato-tipped arrows at you. After that, we had to stop you before you did anything, before you even tried to go through the ring of fire." "Yeah, don't put that on a training course, Twilight. That's a little much." "I'm pretty sure I would have made it through the ring of fire if I timed my jump correctly," Hawk replied. Twilight groaned and said, "Why didn't you try to use your magic? It seemed like you can do it just as easily like last time." "Well, it's because last time it was just dumb luck, I guess. But I'm more afraid that I won't be able to control it, and I might hurt someone," Hawk replied. Twilight was surprised to hear that answer. Normally, a unicorn who had magic would normally use it on a daily basis and would have no problem with it. But when Twilight looks at Hawk, he was just a confused colt who didn't know what to do and was more afraid of hurting some pony. If he tried anything with his magic, Twilight, he tried to hurt some pony, and was more afraid of hurting some pony if he tried anything with his magic. Twilight lay next to him and said, "Hawk, I promise you won't hurt any pony while I'm around. I'll help you learn magic step by step, okay?" "Alright, I trust you. And I'll try to use my magic more often," Hawk replied. As they were looking into each other's eyes, shipping, Spike suddenly shouted and said, "Timberwolves!" The group looked at the woods and saw a pack of 3 Timberwolves. Hawk couldn't believe it at what he was looking at. It was giant wolves that were literally made of wood. As they prepared themselves for a fight for their lives, the Timberwolves began to charge right at them. Twilight fired 2 small balls of purple energy, and Spike breathed out fire from his mouth. The Timberwolves went down one by one, except the last one dodged Twilight's energy ball and headed straight towards Hawk. Hawk was caught off guard, wasn't sure what to do next. As the wolf was about to be on top of him, all of a sudden, he then summoned a force field around them and stopped the wolf's attack. As soon as it stumbled, Hawk lowered the shield, and Twilight used her energy ball again. This time, it hit it dead on. It exploded into pieces, and Hawk felt relieved. Then, all of a sudden, Twilight said, "We better get out of here. Timberwolves can put themselves together. This may even become a mega Timberwolf if we give them time." "Well then, after you," Hawk said. After some time, they made it back to Twilight's house. Spike decided to head to bed early and went to his room. Twilight was having tea, while Hawk was just having hot chocolate. Twilight went ahead and said, "Hawk, I'm proud that you were able to use that force field against that Timberwolf." "Thank you. It was the only thing I could think of at the time," Hawk replied. "Well, still, it was good. Next time I'll teach you how to use more magic techniques. It's like how to use a fireball and how to use an energy spear. They're a bit advanced, but I think you can handle it," she said. "Okay, that sounds like fun. Can't wait," Hawk replied. It was getting late, and Hawk decided to head back to his place. He said his goodbyes to Twilight and went home. On the way to his place, a thought had occurred to him. He realized that since he was going to be living there for a long time, he would need food, clothes, supplies, and anything he might need or want. For that to happen, he would need money, and to get money, he then thought to himself, Ah, crap. I need a job. End of chapter 5. Alright, so that does it for chapter 5. Sorry, this is going to be the only chapter along with chapter 4, I think, that's going to be uploaded today. I'll try and do everything else I can to get chapters 6 through the end of it up. So, that does it. You're my fiery viewer, I'm the Prince Fireheart. You're my fiery viewers. I will see you in the next chapter. Later!